Hi everyone, welcome to Selected's course on how to ace the teacher demo lesson. My name is Liz Willingham and I will be leading the course for you today. A couple of things before we get started is number one, you're going to need a standalone lesson plan for this course. You can do one of two things. You can either use one of your own if you have one, and we can work with that lesson plan, or you can go to our site and you can use one of ours. We have a number of lesson plans available, so you should be able to find one that suits your needs. You can either use the path that you see here, or when it comes time for that portion of the course, I'll show you the path again and you can choose the lesson at that point. So, okay, so we are going to get started. So again, my name is Liz Willingham. I was a New York City public school teacher, instructional coach, and recruiter for over 10 years. And I have taught and coached in lots of different schools, some really difficult schools with some really difficult students. And I've seen some amazing things happen. So even though this course is really geared towards the demo lesson, what I'm sharing with you today, a lot of it is just best practices. So whether you have a demo lesson coming up or not, I hope that what I'm sharing with you today is going to be useful for you in your classroom. So I have seen probably hundreds of demo lessons. Some were amazing, some were shockingly terrible, but most of them were just somewhere in between. And if you are nervous about the demo lesson, that is completely normal. Everybody is nervous about it, even seasoned teachers. And the great news is your demo lesson actually does not have to be great in order to get an offer, believe it or not. So just take a deep breath and relax and just know your demo lesson does not have to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There is a lot of information out there about demo lessons. Some of it is helpful. Most of it is not that helpful. And I am going to tell you exactly what you need to know in order to nail this demo lesson. Okay, so let's get started. A little bit about Selected and who we are. If you are wondering, you might already have an account with us. Basically, we are a free online matching platform that connects teachers and schools. And we also offer a number of educator resources that I will explain a little bit later on in the webinar and tell you a little bit more about what we can offer you and the resources that will help you through your job search and through everything else. So basically the way that it works is it's 100% free for teachers, always free for teachers. You create an account, it takes about 10 minutes, and you are asked some questions about what it is that you are looking for in your dream school, and schools are asked very similar questions on their end. So it's sort of like a dating app. Whenever there is a match, you are notified, and it's up to you whether you want to pass or connect with that school based on what you say. On average, teachers are contacted by 5 schools just in the first week, which is super exciting because these are schools that you actually want to teach at because they are a match for you, right? You also get a coach that will help you through all aspects of the interview process. And again, all of this is completely free. And this is what the platform looks like. So you can sort of get a visual. When you would log on to your free account, this is what you might see if you had connected with these 4 different schools. And you can click on each school and you can read a little bit about them before you decide whether you want to pass or connect with them. So that is, that's just the basic information about Selected. You can go to getselected.com to get more information or to create a free account or to use any of our resources. So let's get started on, let me tell you, I'm just going to show you the agenda first so that you have an idea of what to expect for tonight. And this whole course should be about 45 minutes. But this is our agenda. First, we're going to talk about how to plan for your demo lesson before anything has happened, what questions to ask, and what to keep in mind when you're planning your lesson. Then we'll get into POISE is an acronym that we created to help teachers remember the 5 steps to delivering an excellent demo lesson at a school. Then when disaster strikes, hopefully it doesn't, but if things don't go the way that you planned, what to do, how to save it. It absolutely can be saved. Finally, the debrief, so how to discuss how your demo lesson went at the end of it, and then some additional resources that might help you. This is an overview of what a typical interview process looks like at a school. So just take a minute to read this. Now, again, this is just a typical process. It does vary from school to school, depending on the time of year, the position that's being offered, just a number of different things, how many positions are available. And another thing to note is that the demo lesson and the in-person interview tend to happen on the same day. Okay, so usually you'll come in to visit the school, you'll have your demo lesson, and then you'll have the interview afterwards.